real steal. Sort of forgot to film the intro before I left the house. Today's video, we are going to be visiting one of my favorite salvage yards. I've been there in a couple years, since before Dad passed away. We're going to go see if we can get some parts and maybe scope out some vehicles and stuff. So, let's get rolling. Sorry. So, let's get rolling. Alright, y'all, we are here. I'm gonna go inside and talk to some people, and we'll see if we can't get some filming done and some parts finding. So, hang on. No, by the way, y'all gotta love my old camera mount. Hey, it works. Yeah, we got permission to film. We're gonna jump in this thing and head out back. So yeah, hang on. Told y'all to tell you guys that y'all come out here and get some parts. He's gonna be crushing here before too long, but we'll see if we can't get down there. This is Ray's Metal Depot in LaHarpe. I'll get y'all a phone number when I get outside. LaHarpe, Kansas. Alright, yeah, a bunch of lawnmowers over there and some newer stuff. Oh yeah, he got lots of stuff. He started collecting like the lawnmowers and stuff like that, so yeah. But we're gonna head on back here. Oh, that one hurts. Ooh, that one hurts. 79. Man, that one got crunchy. Let's stop here and just take a look at this bad boy. This might have what I need. This might have something I need here. I'm gonna leave this running real quick. I don't think it's gonna keep. Oh, yeah. That's too bad. I'd love to have the grill out of that. Man, boy, she's rough. A little 318 in there. This one might have been one he had one fall over on. This might have been decent, but yeah. 4-wheel drive, W series. It's got an 80s bed on it, which kind of sucks. What we got in here? Decent dash. This might have some parts I need. This might have my brake pedal and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. But I'm gonna head on down to the back here. And it's got the 5-lug 40 rear axles gone. That says it's a 360. Yeah, I think it might be a 318, but that might be the shift linkage I need, y'all. I think it is. I might get the box off of that too. Somebody put an HEI distributor in there. I might grab that. It's got the upper power steering, no air, and the rad's crunched, but that's all right. This might have some good parts. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's go out back. Let's go out back here. Let me get y'all in the camera mount. Oh, so I don't gotta hold the phone and everything else. There we go. Mine's not a little spring-loaded camera mount. Mine's a little screw-in. Yeah, that one might have my shift linkage. I think it would if I can get it out. And my brake pedal, possibly. Let's remember, I'm converting that 78 to an automatic. Got some Chev pickups. Oh, there's another old Dodge. Let's stop and take a look at him real quick. It looks like a 90, maybe? I'm not sure. Man, let me take y'all with me in case we get something here. Come on. Sorry guys, I'm having problems. Sorry about that, y'all. We're having problems. We're gonna take a look at this 90 real quick. Yeah, looks like a 318 throttle body. He's pretty picked over. Has a decent door on it. That bed's pretty decent. I can't tell if that's been bondoed or not, but that's a decent looking bed. What we got inside here? Yep, it's a 90. Seat's not horrible. Couldn't tell you if it's an overdrive or not. It's just a baseline truck. There's a few parts here. Looks like somebody nabbed a fender. Door's a little crunchy. Door's a little crunchy. Driver's door. How's that look? Let me close this. Driver's door looks decent. It's been changed, but it's decent. No windshield. We got some crunchies on the bed. Dang it. I'd like to find a rust-free bed for one of these. So, yeah. Whoa, when's the last time you seen one of them? Big old GM wagon. Big old GM wagon. And then look right here. Looks like a big old Buick two-door. There's a little Dakota. Alright, let's get back in this monster and we'll do some driving out back. I may fork the mount this time. Okay, here we go. I just keep an eye on everything. Yeah, that old four-wheel drive looks like it'd have a good shift linkage. It's too bad about that grill and stuff. I'm looking for a decent quad headlight grill. So those are my favorite ones. We got some Chrysler products there. Looks like mostly newer stuff. Yeah, there's a Ford there. It looks like a G-body. Looks like it took a nice little hit though. More Ford stuff. More front wheel GM stuff. A lot of front wheel GM stuff. Bright orange Cavalier. Oh, an Aztec. Perfect place for it. Let's see if I can get around this Ford here. I mean, he's got it laid out pretty good. So, yeah. All right. Let's get a good place here. Oh, tractors. Lots of tractors. Oh, yeah. He's got lots of implements and big trucks and stuff like that. A lot of implements and bigger trucks. We'll mosey our way over there as soon as we're done here. There's some older trucks in there. A newer F-250. Ooh, bump side, dent side. Again, we'll walk through there. Whole row of Ford vans. Looks like some Ford trucks, some Rangers and Exploders and stuff like that. Some newer trucks. There's a bullnose that's been mashed. There's some bullnoses and OBSs in there. Looks like I can't tell what that is back there. Let's say we'll come look at it. Some bullnoses. Yeah, looks like a 60s Ford back in there, possibly. And here is our Mopar lineup. And this is some classics. Let's go look at some classics real quick. And again, there's some Mopar stuff we're gonna go look at. So, yeah. All right. All right. Let me pause, y'all. And let me see if I can get the tripod set up here. So, hang on. All right. I've got a Cherokee with a bad motor. Look at this. What is this? Like a 60s Ford, I think? Convertible? Not a lot there, but, you know, this would have been a cool car back in the day. I want to say it's early 60s. You know? So, yeah. Yeah, I want to say early 60s. And it's got a few good parts on it. Now, this car was a really nice car when it come in. This is like a 60s T-Bird. And, you know, a lot of people think these are ugly cars. But I don't think they're terrible, you know? They're kind of funky. And the interior is really decent in this one. Like I say, this was a complete car when I originally came up, was still coming up here. I mean, it was a decent car, you know? But yeah, I've always thought these were kind of good, kind of neat looking cars. They're kind of funky looking, but I'd drive one as a driver. Trust me, if it was complete, I'd be still interested in it. And this one's a little rougher, you know, about the same year. Now these, I'm not a fan of these. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of the beak birds, but, you know, they're not bad. But, yeah, the beak birds don't do anything for me. Got some OBSs, some square bodies. A lot of these are picked, but, yeah. Is that like a AMC? Is that a, I think that's an AMC there. Let's have a look here. I think so. It's pretty rough, but, yeah, I think this is, yeah, this guy's been sitting for a while. I think this is an old AMC. I'm not real up on those, so AMCs, so yeah. It's a Mercury comet. Okay, I was wrong. It is a comet. Okay, yeah, those comets are kind of cool looking. Here's a wrecked something. I'm not sure what it is. So yeah, it might be a wrecked something. I'm not 100%. It's a two-door, probably GM. I don't know. Look at this, a '56 Chevy four-door. She's pretty picked over, but you know, it might be a good DD Speed Shop special. But yeah, she picked over pretty good though. Yeah, this two-door is a little bit crunchy. It is a Pontiac Le Mans. Dang, that would have been a good car. That would have been a good car had it not been racked up. See the green square body there, a picked over square body. Yeah, '56 Chevy. Surprised it still got the grill and stuff on it, but people really don't like '56s. So yeah, it's like a '70s Ranchero. 73 maybe. I can't tell. I think it's a '73. Picked over pretty good, but nah, it is what it is. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's a '73. It's got a few good parts though. If somebody needed some parts, take a look around. I'm not doing a very good job filming here, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah. And what we got here? Chevelle looks like four-door. Some kind of GM. 70 to 72. I think it's a Chevelle. She's pretty hammered though. Yeah, it's a Chevy. It's a Chevelle. That kind of sucks. I don't mind the four-doors in these, you know. I'm not one that has to have a two-door everything. But, yeah. It's pretty picked over, pretty beat, but it might have good parts in it. Yeah, this is a deluxe. Looks like a Plymouth, maybe? I don't know, 50s? Yeah, it's a two-door. It's missing some bunch of stuff. Got a bunch of stuff in it, but yeah. Wouldn't be a bad builder if it was complete. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Not sure what this guy is. Let me have a look here. Not sure. I had to do a better job with the camera. Yes, let's see here. What do we got? This is a Montclair Mercury. That's what I thought, but wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. And decent rear bumper, taillights. Yeah. This is kind of a cool car. I've known about this one for a while. I believe this is a '50s Chrysler, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is that '50s Chrysler. Too bad about the whammy on the roof, but overall, this car wouldn't be a bad builder. You know, you put it on a different chassis. I think this is the right car. Well, it may not be. It may be a different one, but I think, well, I'm not sure. For some reason, or it might be a Chev, I don't know. I'm not real versed on these old things, these these '50s cars. Might be a Chev. I'm wrong. This might be the car I'm... no, it's a Plymouth. Okay, it's the Plymouth. I know there was a big Chrysler Imperial, or it might have been an Imperial or Chrysler early '50s that would have been bad building. It's like a Buick Riviera. And man, that was a gorgeous car back in its day. Gorgeous car. Let's look inside. Yep, we're not looking inside. Interior's fairly complete. No motor, of course. That's a little rough. It would, not bad. I mean, you could build it. You know, it's got the fold down headlights, so I'm thinking mid 60s. You know. Well, there's a crunchy old 59. Old 59 Chev. But she might have a few good parts in there for y'all. Oh, man. It is one of those days. Yeah, glass is broke. It's got a few good things. It's been pretty well gutted. Yeah, trunk lid I'd say is no good. Yeah. This would be one to cut the back end off of and have like a couch or something, you know. Yeah, I definitely say that trunk is no good. It rusted clean off. It rusted clean off. All right, got the straight 6 under the hood. I think that's a stow bolt. Not sure. Like another old Plymouth 4-door, missing a hood. Is that like a 59 Ford 4-door? Missing the hood. Front end's a little crunchy. Got the straight 6 in it. Some of this door trim and stuff don't look horrible. Probably, yep, it's a manual transmission car. 3 on the tree. Yeah, the trim ain't horrible. Oh yeah, missing the tail. Well, it's missing. It's got one tail light bucket in there. Not one tail light bucket. Man, they just don't make them like they used to. Square body, Big 10, missing some parts. Pretty rusty. Another square body. This is a 58 Ford, I believe. Cheap, little rusty, missing some parts. But yeah. Yeah, missing some parts, of course. But, I mean, it's got some decent stuff on it. Missing some trim. Interior's roached, as you can see. Yeah. Trunk lid might be rusty. Yeah. Trunk lid's a little rusty. And here's a 58. I think that's a 58 2-door. 58 or 9, yeah. I'll come back to that row here in just a little bit. Okay. What do we got here? Alright. 70 LTD. I've always kind of liked these cars. You know, this body style. 69, 70, 71, 2. I've always liked them. For whatever reason, I've always kind of liked them. You know, this car's a little rough to build. Roof Swiss cheese, but yeah, that's just almost a bucket list car for me. You know, I'd prefer like a 7, like this one, like a 70, you know, 71, 2, kind of like the old Gator cars, you know. Those big full-size Fords, I like them. Now, some people might get on me, but I like the big old full-size cars that ride like a, you know, like you're riding on a couch. Stripped out pickup. I'm not sure what he is. No identification. Maybe a Chev. Short bed, step side. Yeah, that's almost looks like a Chev. Too bad the cab's roached. Yeah, that's a Chev or GMC. Couple of Chryslers. Big Chryslers. 50s. It's kind of neat, you know. No drivetrains, but that's okay. Couple more square bodies picked. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a weird looking engine. Yeah. I'm not sure what this is. Sorry, got a little distracted here. Oh, that's a Ranchero. 50s Ranchero. Man. That's almost a build. Well, the floors are rotten, but so that'd almost be a builder. 70 Impala. Oh, we found a little Volvo. I know that because DD Speed Shop is building one. Kind of neat little cars. Kind of neat little cars. Oh, yeah. Let's look at this one here. Here's another Volvo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they stripped the gauges and stuff out of it, but those are worth some money, I guess. I think I ought to grab the Speedo out of this one. You know? Bumper. Yeah. Another little Volvo. Man. Got some Volvos here. Yeah, couple little Volvos. Yeah. Looks like an Impala. Early 70s. Not sure, 71 maybe. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, old 70s Impala. What do we got here? A Pinto. Looks, or is that a Vega? I'm not sure, y'all. Vega. Little Vega wagon. Yeah. Little Vega. Oh, it's a GT even. Yeah. That's, yep, 70s. It's got the crash bumper on it. Look at that, a Corvair, y'all. A Corvair. What we got here? 50s Volvo. Yeah, 50s, 60s, somewhere around there. Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's got some gauges and stuff in it. Bucket seats. Seats might be worth hanging on to for a hot rod. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little Valiant here. She's pretty picked over. But I remember this one. A Studebaker pickup. Whoa. And I can't tell what that is back there. It's a Ranchero El Camino or something. Yeah, that's a Valiant here. Looks like a Ford Maverick, maybe? Looks like a Buick. A big Buick. There's a Plymouth Scamp. I was going to buy that originally, but it's pretty rough. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a Studebaker pickup truck. Lark, whatever. And back over there, there's a Ranchero or El Camino. Let's go have a look at this. Here's a couple here that I wanted to look at. 69 Ford. Decent looking old car. Not the fastback roof and stuff. 68 Dart. Man, my first car that I had was a 69. And I tore it apart like a young and dumb kid. But, yeah, it was a green four-door. This one might be worth looking into. Well, it's missing a bunch of parts, unfortunately. But, yeah. Yeah, she's missing some components. And it's not a bad-looking old car. Automatic. Yeah. Yeah, it's missing the front clip. Dang it, and grill. And it is a V8 car. 273, I presume. Missing the intake and stuff. But, yeah. Yeah, it looks like a 69 Ford there. So, yeah. Yeah, so there's a couple cars we could get some parts off of. You know. That 50s Volvo would be cool with a little V8 in it. Alright, let's go to this other row here. Alright, there's the Vega. Little Falcon. Another little 50s Volvo. Yeah, a couple of them. And a little Furrunner. Is that a Pinto or Bobcat, maybe? Impala 70. Yeah, it's another little, not sure that one. Yeah. I think that's an AMC, I want to say. It's a Mercury Comet, or with a breezeway. Yeah, not Mercury Comet. I'm not sure. This poor little Mustang, like a 69. I'd call that a Rustang, y'all. That front frame is just ripped out of this thing. Man, she ain't got a lot of parts, but she might have some. Yeah, little, or not little, 68 Chev. Those aren't bad looking cars either. I prefer the 67s, fastback. Chrysler Newport, picked. What we got here? Like a Ford, kind of rough. 70 Impala. I'm gonna try to make some haste here. I've got some parts to pull. That's AMC. Those aren't bad looking cars, really. Let's see here. Take a look. Yeah, not bad. It's beat up, but wouldn't be bad otherwise. A bunch of discs in there, man. Look at that. Bunch of discs in there. Yeah, I believe this is a Rebel. Here's another, I'm not sure what. Not sure what he is. Ford, looks like a 63 4 somewhere around there. Yeah, a couple picked over Pilot House Dodge trucks. Another Pilot House, he's pretty rough. I'd build one. International, I want to say. Kind of picked over too. There's another Pilot House Dodge. I like that front end better than I do that front end. All right, Oldsmobile, big Oldsmobile. Man, those are beautiful cars. Delta 88, man. I love those. Love those big GM mid-60s, late 60s cars. Yeah, four-door hardtop. Missing the back glass. Well, that's actually rolled down. Man, dash and interiors in here. Not a horrible car, really. I mean, you could possibly build this one. I mean, I'm not going to build it, but a person could build it if they wanted. Alright, not sure about this one. Got a straight 6, though, hanging through the firewall. Hey, I don't think that's where that motor goes. This would be a shoebox Ford. Again, not sure the year. And this is a 4-door 6872 Nova. That's a Lincoln, suicide door Lincoln. Don't see them around too much. Yeah, there's a Grand Prix. Like 70s, mid 70s maybe, late 70s. And here's a big, looks like it's a Ford, maybe 60s. He's pretty picked. And there's some truck cabs. And there's a smashed up little something. All right. Trying to watch the camera and watch my terrain at the same time. All right. There's a bump side Ford over there. We got a Corvair, a pair of Corvairs. Yeah. Pair of Corvairs. This is that Chrysler that I originally wanted a long time ago. This would be a cool little car. It's a 2-door hardtop. Well, it's not little, but that's a 2-door hardtop. Man, that'd be a good cruiser. Again, the old bump side Ford, a bull nose next to it, and a brick nose. There's one. Is that like a Studebaker? It has Studebaker vibes. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Oh, Kalidokali. Let's say this is a V8. It might be a Studebaker or a Ford or something. Let me see if I can find some badges. If I can see badges and stuff, I can tell you what it is. Not seeing any badges. I'm thinking Studebaker. Yeah, it's a Studebaker. Look at the rear window. Yeah. Yeah, there's that Lincoln. Here's a 2-door. I think this is GM. Not sure what. There really ain't much here to build, honestly. But, yeah. Oh, this is 58 Chevy. 58 Chevy. You know, I've never liked these cars. I've never liked the tail end treatments. The front end ain't bad, but yeah, I've never been a fan of those cars. Sorry, guys that love them. There's a Plymouth. Old Plymouth. What we got? A Corvair. Looks like a 73 Ford Nova body. Another Corvair. Hey man, if you need Corvair parts, get out here. Looks like another old, that's an old Chevy. Old Chevy 40s, looks like. Maverick, Comet, one of them little Ford cars. What we got here? Pontiac. That's kind of a neat little car. Little Pontiac. I love these lines on these cars. I hope I'm doing a good job filming. Oh, got a poverty cap. Yeah, that's a neat little car. That'd be a cool little car. Thinking it's the equivalent of the Nova, but I'm not sure. Ah, it's a Tempest. Pontiac Tempest. Can we get in here? Pontiac Tempest. That's a neat interior, man. Those are so cool. Interiors had style back then. Oh, look at that yellow gauges and stuff on that Ford product here. What is this? That's a Maverick. Yeah. Like an early Maverick. There's another bull nose. OBS. Another bump side. 56, 5 or 6 Plymouth. I've always loved them. Yeah. Ooh, that one's missing a door skin. What we got? That would be a Riviera. Kind of a neat little car. I like kind of funky cars, you know. That's just me. Another little AMC looks like. And there's another Riviera. Man, got some Rivieras out here. These are cool. Like I say, these are cool cars. What we got here? Plymouth. Late 40s, early 50s. And what we got here? Not sure. It's a boxy little thing, whatever it is. Alright. I'm missing a bunch of identifications, so I'm not sure what this is. Round tail light. It looks like a Ford, maybe. Maybe a 50s Ford. I'm not sure. There's a Ford Econoline pickup. Never been a fan of them, but I think they're kind of cool. You know, they grow on you. Yeah. Not much here to build, though, y'all. Not much here. Alright. Yeah, not much here. Deluxe, I think that's a Plymouth. That a Rambler Ford Mercury Comet. Oh, man, that's a T-Bird. Man, that sucks. I always liked those T-Birds for some reason. The early 60s T-Birds, you know. And that's a Dodge four-door, or two-door hardtop. That's a shame. That'd be a good builder. 58, 7.8 Dodge, two-door hardtop. There's a Pilot House Dodge. There's a Lincoln Continental. I bet you that had good heads on it. I saw that at one time, but I didn't know what it was as far as engine. That would have been a good 460. Yeah. Shame she's so picked. She's not bad shape, y'all. Man, she's not bad. Looks like it's had the floors done. But man, I love these fins. I love these fins. Man. That's cool. This maybe a 59, I don't know. But bump side. OBS. A Falcon, two-door hardtop Falcon. Kind of cool. Galaxy, Fairlane, 65-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that Falcon's a little bit rough. Galaxy's missing some parts too. Fortunately, it's a little rough. Looks like a... Sorry. Going a little fast, y'all. That transmission's in there. Late 40s Ford pickup. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Missing a lot of stuff. There's another Plymouth. Yeah, that's a Plymouth, I think. Another Corvair. Lots of Corvairs. And this is a 50s Dodge. 56 Dodge, I think. 5 or 6. And here's another big Oldsmobile. So, yeah. And there's a 55 or 6 Plymouth over there. I'm not sure what that is right there in the middle. Some more old cars. But, yeah. Old truck cab. Look what somebody did to that Mazda. Looks like they built some kind of safari vehicle out of it or something. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let's mosey on over to... see if I can get back through here. Maybe this is a late 50s T-Bird. I'm wrong. I thought it was 60s. It's late 50s. Let's mosey on over to the other side here. Another good look at that bump. Man, that bed's in good shape. Somebody were to need a bed. Sucks he's going to crush. But I get it. You know, you can't save everything as much as I'd love to. Yeah, big old Lincoln. I bet you that had the dove heads on it too. I bet you it did. Alright. Let's walk through here. Let's go ahead and cut back over here. There's that 6970 Impala, that AMC Rebel. I'd drive that. I'd drive this Rebel. Alright. 50s Ford. Another 58 Ford. I don't think I went through this line as much. Yeah. Yeah, some I did. Early 50s Ford, another Rambler. What is that, a Pontiac, Plymouth? No, it's a DeSoto, that's right. Another 59 Ford. Something. I don't know what. Been cut apart. Chev. I think it might be a Chev. Looks like a Chev. I could be wrong though. That one's had the roof chopped on it. Somebody wanted a convertible. Is that an Oldsmobile? No, it might be a Mercury. That's a Stewed. Man, he's rough. Somebody took a chopping block to that top or a wrecking ball. Man, that sucks. There's another Studebaker. Missing some parts, obviously. There's a Tri-5. Looks like a 55. Somebody took a can opener to that roof. This looks like an old Chev or something. That'd be kind of a cool builder if, you know. They're all kind of rough, but they're definitely buildable. 69 Ford looks like. Another one of them good ones. And there's a look at that or was that a New Yorker? Yeah. I said if it wasn't missing parts, that'd be a good builder. 60s Plymouth, 63, 4, somewhere around there. I'm just surprised some of these cars are here. It looks like a 64 maybe. Pretty rough, but it might have some good parts. Mustang 2. And again, here's this Ford convertible. Alright. Now, you said there's some more stuff up here, kind of over the hill, so let's get up there and take a look. Then we got to get our Dodge stuff going. Beat up OBS. Square body. Square body. There's a few square bodies down there. Look like they're mostly picked though. Oh, what do we got here? I'm looking here. OBS. Regular cab short bed. Pretty rough. Bunch of square bodies. You got a lot of square bodies. None of that I'd really consider building, but you never know. Let's see. More newer Yukons, Nolly, yeah. Bravada. Bunch of Chev vans. Bunch of Chevy vans down there. Let's go up here. Got some big trucks over there. This is mostly foreign stuff, but still. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that old Power Wagon. Man, why's that got to be all stripped out? That'd be cool as heck to build. Oh yeah. That would be cool to build. I always liked them. There's an old truck. Not sure what he is. An old truck. All right. Not sure what this is. Other than, it might be a Stewed. There's an old Chev, I think. I'm not sure. Not sure about these if they don't have front ends on them. There's a 58. I think that's a Delray. That's a two-door sedan, but she's pretty rough. Another oldie, 30s. 30s, I think. Ford, I want to say. 66 Impala. Or is that a Impala or Caprice? I'm not sure. That might be worth building. It's a two-door fastback. You know, I ain't missing that much. Well, the front clip, but you could find a front clip off a four-door. That'd almost be worth building right here, if a person was inclined. Another 58. She's a four-door. Another 50s car. 30s, 40s. It's got a split window. I'm not sure what it is. Pretty rough. What are we looking at here? I do not have any insignia on this thing. I'm not sure. Be cool though to build. I like these. Always like the old fastbacks and stuff, the 30s fastbacks. There's a rough old car. She's been stripped. I want to say it's a Mercury, maybe. I'll find out. What is this? A two-door hardtop, whatever it is. I think it's a Ford product, but I'm not sure. No, it's a GM. That's a Pontiac. That'd be a cool one to build. 60s truck, 70s truck, 60s, 70s. What's that over there? It's another Oldsmobile. Fastback. Yeah, can't beat that. Thought I saw a more complete OBS to show you, but it's not. Let's see here. That one's been cut to pieces. That might be another T-Bird. Or is it a... I'm not sure. I don't know Fords that well. There's a 63-ish Plymouth. Four-door. She's missing a lot of parts, though. Yeah. Belvedere. Yeah. Might see the front end. Yes. 63. There's a Savoy. 59. Four-door. Probably pretty rough. Oh, that's kind of a cool dash. I don't like these old 50s dashes. Flathead. There's a Torino. Well, she's whanged, though, pretty good. 70s. Early 70s, probably. Not sure, but... Man, that's a shame. She got whanged pretty good. Yeah. That one got KO'd. That's a Torino 500. She's a Torino 500. Probably a 70s. Early 70s, maybe. There's a Pontiac. And there's a... What is that? A Silver Streak. Is that a Studebaker? Pontiac. Man, that's a cool car. Four-door or not, that'd be a cool car. That'd be a neat car to build. If possible. Alright, let's get out of here. Maybe back the way we came. Right next to the beat-up Torino. And that's a shame. That's a cool color and everything. Bet you that was a nice car when it was new. Of course, they all were. But what do we got here? Ford. Not sure what year. That's a cool ass steering wheel. Sorry, y'all. That's a cool steering wheel and dash. I can't tell you what year it is. It's had the front come off. I'm thinking 58. So, and we got a Tahoe here. All right, let's see if we can get out here. Might have to go back the way we came. Yeah, I'm thinking 58 on that one. That's a cool dash, though, man. All right. Maverick, looks like. What we got here behind this car? What we got? Not sure. This would be a Superjet. That Pontiac, maybe? Hudson. She's a Hudson, man. That is a cool little car. Ooh, it's got a big whammy on the roof, though. There's a Galaxy two-door, mid-60s. I don't know how successful I'm going to be getting through here. Man, that Dodge dump truck's beat up. That cab used to be pretty decent. This is a two-door sedan, whatever it is. We're going to find out. American Motors, AMC. Alright. That's a big old Buick. That is a big old Buick. I think that's an Electra. Another AMC. Another big old Buick. That's a two-door too. Man, that'd be a cool cruiser. Kind of soft up here, I'm surprised. That'd be a cool old cruiser. Man, look at that. Got all the trim and stuff. Yeah. I'd build that if I could. Big old Buick. Looks like the rat's got a hold of it though. Yeah. Man, that's a cool car. Electra. Yep, that's an Electra 225. But this guy here, this would be cool. OBS. 40s car, 50s car. Another, looks like a Maverick. What is this guy? I think that's a Cadillac, y'all. Yeah, that's a Cadillac. It's been picked over pretty good. Another Osmo. Oh, that's a convertible. That'd be one I'd try to save if I could. That'd be a convertible. Oldsmobile. Yeah. Man. That's a shame that's in here. That'd be a neat old car. Delta 88. Man. Wish I had the money, y'all. I'd drag this one home and build a driver out of it. Another Pontiac. Looks like T-Bird. Another T-Bird that I like. 68, 9, somewhere 67, 8, 9. That's a two-door. Oh, there's a Bullet Bird. Man, those are cool cars. Let's get over there and look at that one. Oh, that one's got buckets and stuff. Hey, that'd almost be a builder if it wasn't wrecked. Yeah, that's a Thunderbird. Yeah, these are the Thunderbirds that I like. These early ones with the round taillights. Yeah, it's missing a lot of components though, but the cool dash and console. Here's a two-door hardtop GM. I want to say it's maybe a Pontiac. Yes, this is a Pontiac. Missing a lot of components, but it might be worth building. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Hopefully y'all saw some stuff you need, you know. All right. I've got to go look for some parts here. So I'm going to cut the camera off, and then we'll pick back up whenever we're ready to film some more. All right, y'all. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film too much. I was too busy kind of pulling parts and stuff. Man, I had some fighting stuff, but did make me a pretty good little score. So when we get home, either that or in the morning, I'll show you what we got, and we'll wrap the video up. So stay tuned. All right, y'all, it's next day. As you can see, I'm back home. I ran out of daylight yesterday, so I just didn't do any filming. So what did we score? We got a couple of ignition boxes. I ended up picking up that HEI distributor out of that Power Wagon. You know, not big fans, but hey, I got it, you know. And I also picked up pulley. This is a non-air pulley for a small block. I got the brake pedal out of another Power Wagon, and I did snag the shift linkage also from that 79 Power Wagon. So yeah. Now there are three things I did not have in this picture. I got a fuel gauge, an oil gauge, and a speedometer out of those two Volvos. So yeah. So I'm going to see if DD Speed Shop might need them for his. If not, you know, I can list them or whatever. But, yeah. So that's what we got. Hell, scored. So hang on, and I'm going to give you an outro. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that trip through the junkyard. It was my very first one. Wanted to do some more filming, but time just wasn't on my side, and I had to get some parts and stuff. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to film much of the truck stuff or me pulling parts. And a lot of it was a struggle anyway. You know, typical. But I think I did pretty good. The salvage yard in question is called Ray's Metal Depot. It is out of LaHarpe, Kansas, and I will put a phone number in the description and a location. He's going to be crushing some stuff. I don't know about the classics, but as far as some of the newer cars and stuff, yeah, you know, a little front wheel drive stuff, but you never know. But anyway, hopefully I get to head back before too long. I found some other stuff I really wanted, you know, stuff I needed to finish off that white truck, you know, that white 78. So yeah, but man, there were some cool old cars, and some of them would have been really awesome if they were to build, if they were better. You know, that Oldsmobile convertible was calling my name, but, you know, finances, I can't afford to buy that thing out of there, you know. That four-door Oldsmobile was pretty good, too. You know, that'd be good parts for it, you know. A couple of them, yeah, a couple of them would be good builders, but a lot of them were just picked. But you never know, you know. Old cars, you just don't find them anymore. So, yeah, they could be built. You know, they could be built. So, yeah. That one little Volvo was calling my name too, that red one. If it was a little bit more complete, you know, V8 little short bed, or little short Volvo, you know, not a short bed, you know, V8 short Volvo, you know, little baby Volvo with a V8, that'd be a lot of fun to play around with. But again, money situation, I'm broke, trying to get these cars moved along, you know, so it is what it is. But anyway, I've rambled on enough, I've jaw-jacked y'all enough. This is Jamie from Real Steel Auto Works, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. See ya!